Hey guys, welcome to another video, and today I'm going to show you guys how you can add more Freon into your car. Let's get into it. It's actually kind of very easy to do. Now, this whole system is a little weird. I honestly don't know how it works, but it's kind of interesting. And I'll show you in a minute, but there are two ports on the AC line. Now, from one looks like it is a high side, and then the other one looks like a low side. Well, here's the problem. They're on the same line. So it's kind of weird because they're literally like half a foot, like maybe 6-7 inches apart from each other. So it's really weird. But just wanted to kind of show you how to do it. I try to look some stuff up. No one really shows you how to do it. So I figured, since I'm about trying to show everybody how to do things on their own, this is the way to go. So I went to my local O'Reilly's and just got AC Pro here with the gauge. You definitely want to grab one of those. Don't try and do one of the ones that doesn't have it. There are digital ones, and or you could take it to a professional shop to do it. If you're unsure, or if you maybe have the extra cash to do it, I would say go for it. If not, then this is fairly easy to do. Anybody could do it, and it's a really simple step-by-step kind of procedure. Like I said, anybody can do it, and this kind of works on any car. So the most important thing to note, though, is what type of refrigerant you need to use. Now, in our 6th gen case for the V6s, there was a change from the R134A refrigerant to the R1234YF refrigerant, and that is very important to notate because these ends are different. Now, your 134A is standard for most cars. More newer cars are going towards the new refrigerant, but there are some cars that are still out there that use the 134A. In this instance, in 2017, there was a weird break from some cars being produced with the 134A and some with the 1234YF refrigerant, which is the one I have. The way you can tell, if you still have your stock code, which I do over there, it'll tell you on the sticker, and I'll put the sticker up from what it looks like to what refrigerant you have. Now, some cars can take both. They can take the newer one, or they can take the older one. And that's the thing, is that it's kind of weird. You gotta definitely make sure that you know which one you've got to use, because some cars can only use 134A but can't use the other, or vice versa. So yeah, that's just the most important thing. And a couple things to take note is to one, just understand that if you do have a leak, this isn't going to fix it. Some of these do have a leak seal in them, and they'll help with maybe some small fractures, but it's not going to prevent the system from fully evacuating all of it if you do have a crack or a leak in your system. Now, that being said, I don't notice a leak. I don't notice any issues with my car since I got it, and all of a sudden the AC stopped working. Now, there's a lot of things out there that have shown that it could be the blender, or it could be fuse and all that stuff. That's what I did. So I checked all the fuses, and most of your fuses are in the front here. There is one in the back, but I highly doubt that would be it. So if anything, I would double check these, make sure you're good. And I could show you which ones those are, so that way you can understand where to look. And then if you have to go and get some of this, because it just might be a blown fuse, those things happen from time to time. Worst case scenario, magnetic clutch, or the actual compressor is dead, and you definitely are going to be hitting the pocket on that one right there. So let's start with the least expensive stuff, and you can go there. This was not cheap. This, I believe, was $150, give or take. So very expensive. It is not the cheapest thing to fix, but it is cheaper than having to replace the compressor if that is the problem. If you have a crack in your condenser, that could be even more expensive because of the labor behind it. So just things to keep in mind. Go with the least and then go with the more expensive if you have to. This was definitely not cheap, and I didn't realize that refrigerants got so expensive. So just something to just keep in mind on. So it's very simple. I've already done this procedure because I needed to check to make sure that was what the issue was. But what you'll get is this whole bottle here, and you'll actually have a plastic piece that kind of sits in between this. That keeps this from this accidentally penetrating the bottle and then releasing the gases when you don't need it. You'll be able to kind of test the system first before you need to buy the bottle or anything like that. Great thing is that you keep this, you can use it for other bottles or if you need to refill it for whatever reason. So definitely hold on to this once you use it, so that way if you do need to refill it sometime in the future, if you have a small leak but it's long enough it'll last you a couple years, then you want to spend $150 every couple of years, not a big deal. But if it's every few months, you probably might want to get that checked out. So what you'll do is you'll put this coupler on the low side, which I'll show you in a minute. You'll put it on there before you put the bottle on. Do not put the bottle on yet, right? So what I did is I unscrewed this off before and left the plastic piece on there, and then you'll turn the car on. You'll put your AC on full blast, make sure the AC button is on, and put the recirculating button on as well. Now, one thing to keep in mind is to keep your doors open and the windows down. If you don't have the space, I think windows down will be okay, but that'll prevent the system from recirculating more refrigerant into the system, so then that way you don't prematurely add too less, or in some cases you add too much. So how you'll see the indicator, you'll see it still at 30 because that's what I was left at, and there's still pressure in this line. So you'll see it at low or somewhere in between, and all you'll have to do is there is a trigger here. So when you finally put this on and you're ready to add refrigerant, you'll squeeze, hold it for a few seconds, and you'll shake while you're adding it, and then you'll let go, and then you'll read it at the released part, not while you're holding it. It'll show really weird on that end. One thing to keep in mind, and one thing that the instructions say as well, is to not to keep filling once you hit the filled spot. Once you hit it, then you leave it alone. And just check it periodically to see if at some point you do need to add more. But that's where I left off at 30 psi, and so that's kind of like what I need when I need to add in there. And then once you're done, you just pop this off, put the cap back on, and then your air will be cold. And that's exactly what happened with my car. So it happened very fast, very easy, and honestly, it saved me a ton of money. So let me show you where the low port is, and or the low side for the AC system, and then how this goes on, and then I will show you how to do the rest of the procedures shortly. The low side is right here. So you would think that this is the low side. It's very easy to kind of see that it's the most accessible. It's not in this case. So just to show you, this side is very, very high, very, very tall for some random reason. Not sure why, but there we go. So yeah, very tall, very weird. So leave that in there. Your low side is this one right here, and once you unscrew it, you get an idea. That one's much smaller. I can't really get much in there so you guys can see better, but it's right here. This is my wiring for the Pro Charger, so this is not going to look exactly like what yours is, but this is the low side right here. And I'm just going to leave this off. But as you can see, it's still on one pipe. It's not two separate pipes, it's still one. So it's really odd to see how this kind of just works, but yeah, that's how that is. So then now what we're gonna do is just gonna set this in here. To really show how this works, you're going to grab this end here, And it honestly just snaps on. It's very, very easy. So you're just gonna put it here and snap on. That's it. It's on there. It's nice and secured, and you're good to go. What I'm gonna do now is I'm going to follow these steps. I'm gonna turn the car on, turn the AC on full blast, and then I'll show you how to proceed from there. So what you'll do is turn the car on and make sure that you have your AC on, you have the recirculation on, it's up all the way, and it doesn't matter which one you have it on, but you just need to have it on there somewhere. So then I'm putting my windows down, and then I will leave the door open just so that way the air can circulate out. I'm gonna open that door as well, just so that way they'll be good to go, and then I have full recirculating air in here. Then we'll do the rest of the procedures. So I don't have my microphones this time because they weren't charged, so my apologies if the audio is a little off. But so now what we're gonna do, everything is on, cap's still off. We're gonna grab this, and we're just gonna throw it right on top, and we're gonna do it again. Just push down till it clips. And that's where we're at. We're at 30. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna shake it a little bit. I still have some in here, so just something to keep in mind. And we're just gonna do a quick pull to see if this will change. And it's still a little under 30. So from my indications, there is a leak in my system, which sucks, but you know, at least I know. But yeah, so let me go ahead and do a couple more seconds. Shake it while you're adding it in there as well. And as you can see, it went up a little bit more. And shake it a little bit more. And still need to add a little bit. So I'm pulling the trigger just to add a little bit more. We'll just leave it right there at 30. So like as I mentioned, you definitely want to just keep it here around that filled area. So where I was at prior was probably pretty good, no problems. And yeah, once that's good, go check your air and make sure it's all set. What I'm gonna do now is once that's all set and done, you can just pull this off easily. Just pull it off quickly. That way you don't have to worry about any, and it's just simple. So these work like this. Once they're engaged, just once it's engaged, you just pull and release. And put the cap back on. And that's it. Air is coming out nice and cold, very, very cold. So yeah, it's looking really good. And then a good indicator too, go ahead and turn it off, and you'll see the RPMs slightly fluctuate when you fully turn off the AC button. And then this is with it turning back on. Well, slight changes here and there, but that's it. And yeah, just enjoy the cold air. Just gonna turn the car off now, and then I'll finish this up, and that's it. So you can turn the car off, you'll be good, and then you just enjoy your AC, and you just hold on to that bottle. So again, the sticker that I showed you guys, make sure you read that. It shows you how much, how many kilograms of actual Freon needs to go into the unit. So that way you can properly fill it without overdoing it if you want to weigh it, or you can go just by the meter, which is what I did, and it showed really good results. So when I first did it, what I noticed is the AC wouldn't turn on at all. Now, air would blow out, but it would be hot. So I did everything else that I thought would need to happen. In this case, it did not work. I checked to see if maybe it was the magnetic clutch, and I saw that it wasn't spinning. I thought maybe with the rain and the racing and all that stuff, the clutch just got seized. But I was able to move it freely with my hand, so I knew it wasn't that. So did the fuses, same idea. My next best thing was just to check to get Freon, and thankfully Ben, or Hyperhawk, as a lot of you guys know him as, he just let me know, like, hey, if it doesn't have Freon, the system isn't going to kick on. So like, perfect, I was going to check that anyway, and turns out that it just didn't have any Freon in it. Next step is just to find where the leak may be. I don't know where it would be at, but I'm going to try and test that out. But I did want to show you guys where the fuses were, so that way you can understand where to look. So a fuse box here, just gonna pull this up. So there's a few of them here, and make sure you look under the lid. I don't know, let's see, I don't know if you guys can see that very well because of the glare, but that'll show you exactly where everything is at, the names of everything, and exactly where to locate it with their dedicated number. So one of them is F52, which is this one right here. This is for the clutch, and then this one right here is the relay for the clutch as well. So you can't really tell if this is blown out. There's not really a good way to tell unless you actually meter it, which what we did with the old one, and it showed a high voltage. So I replaced it anyway, just in case that might have been an issue. But yeah, we replaced this one. This one was fine, and that's the way to go. So it's kind of it. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. It's a very simple process, like I said. I don't see a lot of videos out there with honestly how to do it or where the ports were. So it's very, very simple and easy process, and you guys can do it too. It's not very cheap, but at least it's a step in the right direction to be able to do it on your own. So and it never hurts just to check, especially if you have an older car. The AC is not as cold as it used to be. It never hurts just to add a little bit more. So like I mentioned, high, low side, and that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching again. I want to simple and as step-by-step as possible. I know some of you guys that watch would like to see the process step-by-step, so I'm trying to do that a little bit more. So I hope this was a little bit more informative, and yeah. So I appreciate you guys watching as always. More racing videos coming up. I wanted to do this one first before I finished up the rest of the Racing Birds thing. So yeah, thank you guys again as always, and we'll see you on the next one.